Court told them, even 3 liberal members of the Supreme Court, no, you can't do this, 9-0. Now, on to immunity. We've done those cases. We did those cases when the president was in office, and you remember Adam Schiff was obsessed with getting his tax returns. It's all going to come down to that question presented. And I said, Jack Smith, that may have been his biggest problem with this whole issue, is the question presented that was written by the court, Sean, which says, let's look at actual official acts of the president and whether or not official acts of the president are those acts then immune from prosecution. And I could see how this case gets a decision at the Supreme Court, Sean, and then has to be sit down all the way back to a district court to decide official versus unofficial acts. And again, this not affecting President Trump in his reelection efforts.
Professor Dershowitz, on the issue of immunity, all of us agreed that the court had an obligation to take that case up, but I know, Greg, yourself, I felt the same way. I wasn't sure that they would. Rightly, they did take that issue up. How do you see the arguments falling in that case?
Well, as you know, I predicted the outcome of this case exactly, how the court would decide 9-0 using the 5th section of the 14th Amendment. On the issue of immunity, I'm going to make a prediction here, too. I think both sides argue too broadly. I think Trump was wrong to have his lawyers say that if a president orders the SEALs to kill his opponent, he can be immunized unless he gets impeached first. That went too far. The answer should have been, of course not. Now let me explain. But I also think the lower court went way too far by having no immunity whatsoever and saying that whatever.
If you've just tuned in and caught our latest Fox News clip, we hope it sparked some interest. We're eager to dive into our perspective and kickstart a discussion with you all. Don't hesitate to share your views in the comments section below. And if you liked what you saw, we'd appreciate it if you could leave a like, follow our page, and subscribe to stay updated with more content like this. The persistent legal efforts to undermine the authority of President Trump, even after his tenure, is a testament to the political motivations driving his adversaries. The debate on presidential immunity is not merely an academic question, but an unequivocal attack on the institutions that uphold the executive's functioning. It's important to discern between official acts under the auspices of presidential duties and personal conduct. When left-leaning politicians like Adam Schiff tirelessly pursued President Trump's tax returns, it was symptomatic of a larger issue: the refusal to accept the legitimacy of a conservative leader's authority and the lengths to which they would go to destabilize it. The Supreme Court's involvement is a mandatory step in preserving the constitutional balance and ensuring this isn't a politically motivated vendetta that sets a dangerous precedent. Legal experts, including Professor Dershowitz, recognize that the courts had to address the immunity case. The worry for many is the potential for overreach in judgments that could strip any form of protection for presidential acts, creating a chilling effect on the presidency's capability to function effectively. Trump's lawyers' argument might have been overly bold in seeking absolute immunity, which no reasonable person supports. But equally absurd is the argument for zero immunity presented by lower courts, indicating a misunderstanding of the constitutional protections afforded to the executive branch for actions taken in official capacity. Now, as Trump potentially faces these legal battles, it remains crucial for the stability of our nation and the office of the presidency that a clear, balanced verdict is reached, a verdict that respects the integrity of the presidential office while holding any individual accountable if they step outside the bounds of their official duties. This preparation at the judicial level, in parallel with Trump's unremitting dedication to the country, shouldn't impact his campaign, as the American people discern between political theater and lawful scrutiny.